was the Lightning's end of season press conference where, we get the full injury report, finally knowing what these players' injuries are, and players spoke, talking about how they're going to go into the offseason, and then some big storylines going into the offseason, such as players that we may want to resign, but will we be able to? So starting off with the injury report, I feel like that's all that we've really been waiting for. Tanner Jeannot missed a couple games there at the end of the series and then missed game 1. That is from a high ankle sprain. Mikey Acimont, McCabe gave it to him, clean hit in that first game and concussion-like symptoms, so that's what held him out. Eric Chernak, I'm sure we all could have assumed what this was, concussion. Victor Hedman has a hip impingement. Doesn't sound good, but he did miss game 2, came back and looked well, but hips can be tricky, so hopefully that's not anything major, anything he'll need any surgery or something like that for, because hips can often slow down someone's career if it really becomes an ongoing issue. And then for Braden Point, rib cage cartilage fracture from that collision into the boards. So sorry all of the Leafs fans that were claiming that he was diving and faking an injury. No, the man fractured cartilage in his rib cage. So let's not go assuming things. And of course, shout out to Leafs fan 16. Great work. But yeah, at the end of the season, every single team in the NHL has a long injury report, and just there's the Lightnings. Headed into the big storylines of the press conference, I would say the biggest one is Andrei Vasilevsky. So Vasy basically admitted and, came to the realization himself that he had not been focusing enough on recovery, and it really began to catch up with him this season. He's been a workhorse his entire career and obviously has been one of the best goalies in the NHL and the best goalie in the playoffs over the last few years, and it just caught up to him, like how I think happened to a lot of the players on this team in regards to the ups and downs of this entire season. I think they really need some rest, and they're going to get that. My last video, I did a video entirely on this, where I went over all of the Lightning's playoff games and added them up since 2015 and compared them to the rest of the Eastern Conference. Spoiler alert, it wasn't even close. The Lightning have played so many more games than everyone else in the East. So Vasy's quote on this is, after game 35, my body kind of just let me down. To be honest, I didn't feel great after that. Now I know that sometimes during the season I have to be more smart and take care of my body more often, recovery-wise. The last few years felt good, and I thought I don't really need that being recovery, because I'm kind of a workhorse. I can play as many games as I want and still be fine. This season assured me that I have to be smart about it. If I want to be a workhorse, I have to recover well. So that's basically Vasy's side of things. We all know how great he is, and this year for his standards, it was a down year, so that could be playing a role in that, and we'll see after his recovery this offseason how he'll bounce back next year. So the next big storyline headed into this offseason is Alex Killorn. He's basically in the same situation as Andre Palat last year, a great player for us, has been with us for many years, but it's a business and he needs to get paid, and we don't really have the money or space to pay him. So it's a tough situation, especially because he continues to say over and over how much he wants to stay, but we'll see if that's really feasible. JBB even spoke on it a little bit and talked about how much of a challenge it will be to keep Killorn on, but he's been so big in the community, teammates love him, the fans love him, so we really hope so. Victor Hedman, when asked about potentially losing Killorn, he said, I don't even want to think about that. It's not easy. Tremendous player, tremendous guy, does a lot in the community, influencer. For us, it would be devastating, but it's a business. We'll see what's going to happen, but fingers crossed. I don't know why this is really a storyline. I kind of thought we all knew this, but Braden Point tells everyone the hit was clean. So even I'm biased as a Lightning fan, and I can see it's a hockey play. He lost his footing, but there's a difference between biased and just putting on blinders, and some fans do that, so I guess that's for them. Corey Perry also let everyone know that he wants to continue playing. He still has that drive. He still has that fire to try and get another Stanley Cup on his resume, so I don't know how that one's going to work out. The fourth line is going to be likely looking pretty different next season, so we'll see how that one goes. And then wrapping it up, kind of the whole moral of this entire press conference, Stamkos wishes it wasn't a long offseason, but understands how much this team needs rest. That's going to be it for me. Just a quick end of year, going over the press conference, storyline, injuries, things like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what you guys think of, the injuries, what you think is going to happen with Alex Killorn. Don't have a good feeling. I feel like it's going to be another Palat situation, but like Hedman said, fingers crossed. Please like, subscribe, go Bulls.